Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. Yes, I have a cough, so my voice is a bit different. Let me just get that out of the way because it's gonna end up being, oh Summer, what's wrong with your voice? So today's video I want to talk about there's this post that Tiwa Savage ex-husband, Tiwa Savage, for if you don't know, is a Nigerian popular female singer, and her ex-husband made a post, and there is a lot in this post. And the thing is, if he didn't come to say this, people wouldn't know this. He basically exposed this side of her that people are not aware of. Yeah, people are not aware because it's her private family business. She has not put it out there. So him putting it out there is how people got to know this side of her. So let me read to you guys what her ex-husband posted. So the ex-husband posted this, right? He actually posted it with a picture of the ex-wife, which is Tiwa Savage, and their child they have together. And this is what he wrote. He said, when I see what other men goes through. I'm reading exactly how he wrote it, right? He said, I can't help but count my blessings. You see, when I read about what other men go through, so I'm just in my head imagining what could it be that he has seen with his eyes that made him come out to say, let me come and give testimony. Is this what people are going through? God, I thank you for my life. Oh, do you know what I mean? He said, I can't help but count my blessings. So basically a lot of public dragging, a lot of stuff and humiliation, people humiliate their ex and all of that. Maybe, that has to be, right? Okay. He now said, forever grateful to Mama J. Their child's name is a J name, so that's what, you know, the ex-wife then is calling Mama J, and said, for making my relationship so soft with love. And I believe it's the relationship between him and his son, because sometimes some exes, it happens both ways, right? But let's address this one, whereby women, the relationship ends, they want to do everything to make the children hate their father. Some men do it to try to make the children hate their mother. And I always tell people that is unnecessary. If their father is a bad person, they will find out for themselves someday. Let it be. But when people intentionally want to ruin the relationship between children and their father or children and mother, it's wrong. And I always say that those relationship between children and their parents is independent. It's on its own. When the couple's relationship splits, that's what ended. Parents divorced. The children didn't divorce their parents. Allow those children to just enjoy their fathers and their mothers. Listen to this, there's some important points I want to bring out. He now said, thank you Mama J for making my relationship so soft with love. Even when I can't afford, that is a big part of it. You know why I say this is that, you know, I'm not going to come here and say, oh, let men have a free ride, like, or men just have children here and just disappear, not provide, whatever. When he said, even when I can't afford, it means that he provides some things, but there are some things he cannot afford. As far as I know, this guy, we didn't even know until how many years later that this guy actually, I think he used to be married, I don't know, but if he was married or not, but he has about 3 other children over there in America. Tiwa Savage is in Nigeria, right? Right? And I think Tiwa Savage is British. She's in Nigeria with British citizenship. So he said, even when I can't afford, so it means that there are some things I'll be like, I can't afford this one. Or she said, don't worry, I'll look after that. So from that statement, even when I can't afford, what I gather from that is that he provides, but there are some that he cannot afford, and she accommodates him when it comes to that, right? And that is the sign of a woman that has moved on. A big sign of a woman that has moved on. I'm telling you guys, because it's hard for a woman that is still bitter to let the man get away with even the tiniest. I'm telling the truth. They will be like, even if it's 1 kobo, you must bring it. You must, because they are still at that point where they have not moved on, right? Okay, then listen, she said, she still presents me as a superman to my twin. He's calling the boy, I think maybe because they look alike or whatever, but he's calling the boy his twin, right? Do you know why these things are very important? Because people make the mistake of forgetting that it's no longer about your ex. It should be about your child or your children. And as a parent, you should want your child to have the best. That even if their father is not the best, but that is what you would have wished for your father to have, you will be happy if your child went to school and is able to brag about their father. You would like that. Unfortunately, not every child is blessed to have a father that is a kind of father people should be bragging about, unfortunately. But that is what a reasonable mother should want for her children. A father children can be proud of. So sometimes you do some things, not because of the man, but because of the children or the child. Because that smile and pride you put in your child is of utmost priority to you compared to whatever their father is. Being a single mother is heck of a job. Grateful and blessed. Highly appreciative, Titi. So I don't know, but I know Yoruba, if you say Titi Laye, Abi, it means like forever, right? So basically saying highly appreciative, Titi, it means I will forever be appreciative. Like in this video, as I praise and say, oh wow, Tiwa Savage is doing a good job of being a good mother to her child and making sure her child has the best. At the same time, I think it's nice to actually say, give the guy that praise as well. I mean, like, that's real maturity to come out publicly and praise your ex-wife. Because some men, that their ex-wives are doing everything and they're not praising them. You understand? So it's nice to see a man that is, you know, matured enough to come out publicly and say something like this. Some men may even feel too big to come out and say it because they're like, oh, people don't need to know that I'm not always able to provide everything. Now, let me speak on you and I, everybody watching this. The thing is this, right? I'm not coming here to say any man should be allowed to have a free ride. If they cannot provide, they can just leave them and be killing yourself and be proving a point, and you know, and be trying to prove a point. Or that's not what I'm saying. In this case, you can see that he said even when he cannot, meaning that he provides sometimes. But do you know that even if you take a man to court, the courts will look at his income and see how his income is before they decide how much they will ask him to contribute towards children. That is if the children are 100% with you, because there are different cases. There are cases where children are 50% here, 50% there, and if it's shared custody, whatever, nobody's giving anybody child maintenance and all those kind of a thing. So it's a different story. So I'm just saying this in case that is your own situation. But I want to say that when he said, for example, when he cannot provide, the same thing, even if you go to court, they have to look at his income and say, okay, he can provide this. Oh wow, look at how much he's making. So if you're making that amount, why are you not providing this and that and that and that? On the other hand, if it's a man that is not making enough, they look at his income and be like, even if you turn him upside down and shake him, all the things that fall out of his pocket cannot provide this and that. No court of law will tell you to go and become armed robber because you have kidney, you understand? So they will look. So it is according to what his income is that they will decide what he can contribute towards the children. I'm speaking about the cases where the women have full custody, full everything, and the man has to provide a child support or whatever it's called. It's a different story, you understand? So in those cases where the women have full custody and carry all this load on their heads, no support from a man at all. You understand? I'm talking about those cases. So even if they will look and say, look at how much he's making. So you then as a mother will have to go, your budget will be according to what he makes, because the courts will go according to what he makes. They don't go say go become armed robber before you come and prove that you can provide for your children. As long as the person has a job, they will look at what his income is. Now, on the other hand, I want to speak about maturity. When he is the man came out and praised his ex-wife. Imagine if Tiwa Savage, she using the word, he is the one that came and exposed this side of her. She has never come out to brag about it and be like, you know that I am the one providing. That man is this, that. My child's father is a deadbeat, is a this, is a that. Women should be, I believe women should be cautious when it comes to what they say about the father of their children online, vis-a-vis, vice versa. The same way, parents, when you have children with somebody, there are some things you should never say about your children's father or mother online. Even if you have no more respect for your ex, at least for the respect you have for your children. I made a video once in which I said, anything that you see your children, they are still little children, you're not answerable to them, blah blah blah. They will grow up one day and they may have questions. Imagine those your children when they're in their 30s and in their 40s. For example, imagine some questions that they would have the right to ask you then, and what answers you would have for them then that they are grown. Anything you know you cannot answer later in the future, don't do it now. Anything that you cannot explain to your grown children in the future, don't do it now. That is what I have always applied. A lot of you that have been watching my videos, I came here, I've shared a lot of stories. growing up, my parents, family story, my own relationship stories and everything, you would notice that none of my stories is a dragging of anybody. I've even shared a video here how I was engaged when I was much younger. I was engaged to a pastor and we went our separate ways and all of that. Notice that I didn't say his name, the name of the church, because for me, it's not about dragging somebody. But unfortunately, we live in an era where everything is a draggable offense. It's about maybe chasing clout. It's about, it's about making money on the internet. Making money from blogging, making money from this and that. So the drive is, I want to make money. The bigger the drama, the bigger the this, the bigger the... I am saying it again. People need to think and ask themselves, can I explain this to my children when they grow up? Among all the things we try to give our children, we want to give them food, health, good health, shelter. When I say good health, hospital care and all of the kind of a thing. We want to provide everything for them. Some people sometimes forget that among the things you should aim to give your children is a good name, a good family name to carry along, a good family reputation to carry along. When you put all your family problems on social media, and then in the future your children grow up and their friends and whatever, what reputation are you building for your children? It is one of those things children need, not all the material things we try to give them. What family names are children inheriting? Now, I'm going to also talk about the fact that there are some cases where we know recently 2 guys that have come out and said, my ex-wife is not allowing me see my children. They dragged them and then it worked. And then they started having access to their children. You understand? And it helped because, somehow those people did not like the idea of being dragged in that way and it got resolved. Nedum Wazobia. We didn't know that he was not providing until the wife came out and ex-wife came out and said he's not providing. And then he has a name and he came out and he shut it down and said, okay. And he was very mature about it. He didn't go back and forth. We addressed it and said they have taken responsibility. As far as we know now, that resolved the case. There are some cases we've seen, few dragging here and there. But it is a problem when it becomes constant, every day, every time. Every Eke market day, the world will come and know what is happening in your life, in the life of your children, in the life. And I will tell you, everyone watching me, everyone watching the drama or watching people drag themselves on social media, every single time somebody is coming out and bringing out more and more and more. Everybody have their own family problems. You watching me, you have your own problem. Do you know why the rest of us are not coming out and putting our problem every single time on social media? Do you know why? It's about dignity. It's about self-respect. So, for example, some family stories I have shared. There's a reason why, and you will not see me put the names of family member, this one. I don't, because my family does not have to be on the internet like that. So that is one. People need to sit back and ask themselves, what is all this? After you make all the money and all the whatever from social media or whatever, what is left? What are you leaving for your children? What family name are the children going to inherit from all of it? On that or another side. Another side I want to speak about. Tiwa Savage is either she is wise or she has good advisors. See, there are 3 folds. Is that she's wise, that she knows, okay, that's not nice, that's not good for my brand. That's not what I want to be known for. I do not want to be known for dragging and saga or whatever. That's not, no, I'm a singer, I'm an artist, this is what I am, and focus on that. You understand? So that could be wisdom from within her. Or she has good advisors that give her, say, Tiwa, that's not your brand, focus on this. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, there's one thing to have good advisors and another thing to actually listen to the good advisors when they give them to you. Because there are some people that do not listen to advice. Tiwa Savage right now will be known for her music. Okay, yeah, that reminds me. There was a time Tiwa Savage went viral because they said there was a bedroom dance video of her that went viral. I remember I made it, I said that was shameful. I don't think, well, she said the person leaked it and all of those things. And that's embarrassing, let's be honest. But she can tell her child in the future and say, I was stupid, I made a mistake. I'm just saying, for example, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have allowed the female or something like that, but I was not the one that put it out there. You know, she has one thing to explain to her child. But imagine, you know, she can say it's a mistake. because it was one thing that happened. But if every day there is another one story, one thing on the internet about Tiwa Savage did, Tiwa Savage, how many can she explain to her child and say, yes, that was a mistake too, that was a mistake too, Monday mistake, Tuesday mistake, Thursday. A mistake is something that happened once or twice or something, but something that happens regularly is not a mistake. It's a lifestyle, it's a habit, it's a choice. So talking about what people can explain to their children, something somebody has done several times, you know what I'm trying to say. So going back to the brand aspect of it, when you hear Tiwa Savage, all you hear is that somebody's son will love me one day or something like that. The first thing that comes to your mind is not dragging and saga, whatever. Her brand then remains Tiwa Savage, the singer. I hope I'm making sense. Her brand is not tainted. So it's Tiwa Savage, the singer, Tiwa Savage, whatever, and that's it. Even that video that they exposed the bedroom dance thing, you see that how she left it and she let it die down. If she come out tomorrow and talk about that video, the person that posted it, then another day she comes out and talk every single day, she's the one bringing it up all the time. People will forget that she's singing, and all they will remember that it's Tiwa Savage video of wanting. I like the maturity. She's not a kid, she's in her 40s. I like that maturity. And I like, especially, the maturity when it comes to her child, because we can make a lot of choices in our lives and everything, but a lot of us, let's be honest with ourselves, in the next 50 years, how many of us will be here? In the next 40 years, we don't know how long we're going to live. By God's grace, we live long, but we have to. I believe that when you start having children, we should start focusing on what we are doing. How does it affect our children? What are we leaving behind for our children? What legacies, are we leaving behind for our children? It would be selfish to make it all about us, how we want to do it, what we want to do. Sometimes you have to sit back and say, no, it's about my child. And Tiwa Savage, let's be honest, she has shown very good example. If you're watching this and you have an ex that is not providing whatever, something else I want to say, the courts are there for a reason. If you want to take your ex to the courts, if a man refuses to provide, right, I'm going to say it. If you refuse to provide, because some people say, someone, what do you mean? What if the man, if a man refuses to provide, you can take a man to court if you have to. Nigeria, you go to family members, or you go, the family will call or do meeting, whatever avenues, a lot of avenues available. And then after that, there is a court. If you know what, go to the courts. Let the courts decide. Bringing it all over the internet or whatever, internet is not the solution. Do you know a lot of single mothers? Do you know how many wars some single mothers have fought? But they don't come out and talk about it, so you don't know about it. There are many men today that are paying child maintenance, child support, simply because they were dragged to courts. But the women don't even make pim about it on the internet. Do it quietly, move quietly, and do it. But when you put it on the internet, tomorrow the children may not be proud of their family, parents' drama on the internet. I have to say this, there are some stories in your life that can be used for teaching. I have shared stories here, parents when I was growing up, relationship stories, people I got engaged will not marry again, or whatever. But I share them, not to drag, because if I want to drag, I would plaster their name everywhere. I share them because there's a message I'm trying to pass across, and there are lessons people can learn from what I'm sharing. You understand? So, but just the way sometimes you look at the way social media is going, it's just, it's very sad. But then you see somebody like this, and you see how somebody is using class to address family issues without making it messy. And then you see someone like Tiwa Savage and see that she has, well, from what, the ex-husband has shared, Tiwa Savage has handled it with class. And the focus is, she's focusing on her career, and she's focusing on the best for her child. And hopefully, I'm just hoping that one or two people, can grab something from this. Do whatever you have to do, but please try not to, don't make your family name a joke on the internet. Even if not for yourself, at least for your children. That's my opinion about that. As always, whatever your opinions are about that, please leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.